Knowledge for Men, episode 44.
Welcome to knowledgeformen.com, where boys turn into men, where men turn into leaders, into lions, the ferocious few who stand strong, a place where you grow to become the man you were born to be. It's time to take massive action towards the life you want. Get the health, get the relationships, business, and career you've always dreamed of. Achieve a level of success and happiness that you've been searching for so many years. Life has given you enough, and it's time to take a stand and take full control of your life. Stand with us as we interview the most inspiring and successful leaders to give you real-world advice to crush life and awaken the sleeping giant inside of you. Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download today at kfmbook.com. There's over 100,000 titles to choose from for your smartphone, tablet, or computer. It's a perfect way to listen to your favorite books in the car, in the gym, or at home. Check out kfmbook.com to start learning in your downtime.
All right, guys, welcome to the show. I'm here with Noah Hammond. He's been a life coach for over 8 years. He's coached thousands of men to unlock their confidence and reach their full potential. He's also an entrepreneur and has built multiple successful businesses. All right, let's do this. Noah, I'm happy to have you on the show.
Hey, thanks for having me, man. Happy to be here. Hey, everyone at home.
All right, and Noah, I always start off the show with a favorite success quote. What do you got for us? Give us something that's really had an impact on you and why.
So I'm not sure if this is actually a quote, but we've all heard the phrase that is associated with Gandhi, to be the change you wish to see in the world. And I think that we can all strive to live our life that way, to show up in the world that way, to take all the problems that we like to externalize out in the world. Oh, those people are doing this bad over here and that's wrong over there. And look at who we're being and making the most impact that we can make every moment in every way that we act and every one that we touch in a thing that we do. So being the change that you wish to see is really a way that I live my life. I look at what can I really do today to make a difference? What can I do today to be my best self? And as long as you're following those big questions like that, you're going to have an amazing life. It keeps you in your full power.
Be the change you wish to see in the world. Yeah, I mean, it's a classic quote, and you kind of hear it all the time. So that means you just kind of brush it off. Like, oh, heard that one before. When you're in 5th grade, there was a poster, be the change you wish to see in the world. And you hear it in every speech. But if you really think about it, at the core root of that, it's about staying on your path and purpose in life. Sticking on what you believe in and not following the crowd. It's very powerful. All right, Noah, let's now go into your story and your journey of how you got started with what you do. Go ahead and share with the audience.
Oh, I think the most pertinent place to start for all of you at home would be all the way back, taking me back about 8 years now to college. I was amidst a really tough breakup. I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate. I went to college. I had my high school girlfriend. We were together for probably 2.5 years. And, we spent most of our first year of college in this awful relationship because I was too scared and too uncomfortable with myself to declare what I wanted, which was freedom to go explore this whole new world of college, right? But I stayed kind of like in a quiet desperation in a relationship that wasn't serving me for a really long time until it finally ended, and it was just not pretty when it ended. And I'll take you to the real inciting moment of my personal growth, because here's where everything changed, and I'll just be real open and honest with you guys. I'm sure there's no judgment out there. So right after I had broken up with my girlfriend, there was this girl who had obviously liked me all year long, and now was our chance to have our romance. So we went out partying, and we're all over each other. And we come home at the end of the night, and we're back in my room, and I've got her shirt off, and my shirt's off, and I go to take her pants off, and some sort of preconditioned programming fires inside my body, where because she didn't gesture to help me take off her pants, I suddenly became very uncertain of whether or not she was into it or I should go any further. And I totally froze, and everything got really weird. And she got really weirded out. And then she starts putting her shirt back on. She's like, maybe I should just go. And I'm like, no, don't go. And I'm almost pleading with her at this point. And of course, it's so super weird, and she leaves. And at that moment, I do remember, I was intoxicated. It was not the clearest state of mind, but I do remember thinking in that moment, I don't know what the F just happened, but it's not happening again. And kind of like synchronistically at that same time, my friend introduced me to the pickup community, and I started, and I'm not a huge fan of certain aspects of that community, but it was the start of my journey. It was the first window of like, whoa, I can consciously look at myself. I can see things in myself that I don't think are serving me, and I can change them as a matter of my say, as a matter of choice. And that really started the journey from there. The journey of self-development, the journey of finding myself, which leads you to everything else in life.
And Noah, was it through personal development and kind of immersing yourself in this world that helped you overcome that pain, that suffering from that breakup?
Absolutely. Who I was at the time, I didn't have any connection to my emotions. I mean, I'm not going to say I had none. I wasn't a robot. But compared to where I'm at now, the awareness of emotions, the awareness of subconscious belief patterns and things like that, I had no awareness of any of that stuff. So to me, the breakup at the time wasn't even this devastating thing. It was just another thing that I took all the trauma of and stuffed in my closet, right? Which was what most of us do with most of our trauma, our emotional charges, our painful experiences. We really have very few tools in society. We're not learning how to process our emotional trauma in school. So most of us have very little tools or access to those aspects of our being, and we stuff this stuff away. So I would say years later, after my self-development journey had deepened and deepened and deepened, that I access and release some things like that.
And Noah, can you talk about how personal development kind of led you to become, a life coach and a personal development coach?
All right. So as far as becoming a coach, it was just a very natural progression through finding my value and then sharing it with others. I think we all are coaches to someone, especially if you're on the path of self-growth and personal growth. As we keep developing, we start to see areas where we can contribute to others. And so for me, as I had gone through this, at that time when I really became a coach, I was probably about 4 or 5 years into my journey. And, I started to see, okay, this whole dating and playing the game thing, I really got that. It's not hard. It started to become incredibly, incredibly easy, actually. And of course, at one point, it was hard. So I started making dating and confidence advice for men under the pen name Kurt Spelling. I did over 1 million views on YouTube with that pen name, and I put out a book called How to Meet, Attract, and Seduce the Women You Desire. I put out a DVD course called Authentic Seduction. And it was really just me sharing all the knowledge and wisdom I had gained from my personal experience, from reading all the different books and resources I've been reading, and putting it back out there. And it was also kind of like the start of my entrepreneurial journey. In my last year of a 5-year program to get my civil engineering degree. And I hated every moment of school aside from a handful of classes that I thoroughly enjoyed. So I guess at one point it dawned on me, I'm like, wait a second. The people I'm hanging out with and these kind of stuck up nerdy kind of engineering kids, not to overgeneralize, but many of them lack social skills. And then I was disliking the stuff I was learning. And I was thinking, okay, so I'm about to go, the next step in quote unquote life is that you go and you work 9 to 5 or 9 to 7 doing this for a bunch of years. I was like, I'm not buying it, right? And so then the kind of the Tim Ferriss bug was inside me. I was like, okay, let's create businesses. Let's go live around the world. Let's go have a life of freedom and experience and joy. And let's break out of the norm. And it was only my personal development from dating and developing my core confidence and that whole world that enabled me to step into the world of being an entrepreneur really effectively. And so that was kind of at the same time that I became a coach, because it was the perfect mixture of everything that was culminating in my life at the time.
And the book you're talking about is The 4-Hour Workweek with Tim Ferriss.
Yeah, that was a book that made a huge impact on me when I was younger and really just starting to learn about what's possible.
Absolutely. One of my favorite books as well, and it's helped me kind of get started with the things that I'm doing. But Noah, what do you love about, what do you really enjoy about what you do?
I mean, it's just the results that I get to watch happen in the people that I speak with and coach, right? When you can take something that is a complete roadblock for someone and you can dissolve it in 10 seconds and they see the world through an entire new pair of eyes, I mean, there's just nothing more rewarding than that. It's not like a superpower or anything. It's just like if you had spent 10 years playing chess and then I came and started playing you in chess, you'd probably have some really good insights for me to make my chess game better really fast. So I've been self-developing for almost 10 years now. I can pretty much see the patterns that keep you stuck in just a second, right? And I can infiltrate the illusion that you've built for yourself, the story that you've built. Oh, my life doesn't work because of this, or it's because of that, or it's because of this. And we all have these stories that we build that keep us from seeing the truth. And I can penetrate to the truth in just a matter of moments. And when I do that, and I see I can actually viscerally feel someone receiving more energy within their being, someone unlocking a greater portion of themselves. And when I watch that happen, I'm serving myself at the same time. It's just like, it's a fulfillment of my own purpose and which is to serve. And so there's just the experience of serving. Here's the simplest way to put the point on that one is that if I get on a 3-hour coaching call where I'm doing nothing but talking and coaching for 3 hours with all my guys in like one of my programs, I get off that call with more energy than when I got on it. You know, I'll get off this interview with more energy than when I got on it. And that is one of the simplest ways to know whether or not you're living your purpose, is that your purpose adds energy to you. You don't have to coach all day and then go home and be like, gosh, it's a long day coaching. Like, I need a beer and I need to sit down. It's like, what a great day coaching. Like, what's next?
Yeah, right. Your purpose doesn't drain you. It fuels you, and it gives you life. It gives you energy. I like that. And you mentioned earlier that you can help guys in a matter of seconds. Like, you can really notice the mental blocks or barriers that are holding them back. So let's do a sample session. Let's say we have a depressed guy who's frustrated at work, not doing something he likes, forced to get a job because he needs money. And yeah, let's just throw in he's struggling with women and he's lost a lot of his social skills because he's just been grinding every day. He just goes to work and then comes home and then work, and he's just consumed by this new life that he has. So yeah, he's feeling lost. So Noah, what would you say to this guy?
Well, a lot of what I do with people is I give them access to more of themselves. So the first thing I would do is help this person to very intimately understand what their emotional guidance system is about, so they can start to basically release some of the heavy feelings, a lot of the negative self-speak that generates a lot of internal pain and suffering, which could eventually lead to depression given enough of the other things that we do in our life. I would give him access to his emotions again, or in a whole new way. Then I would also give him some simple structures, like things to keep him. A lot of depression comes from lack of sunshine, lack of exercise, lack of engagement with just social engagement. So there's simple structures you can put into your life to start filling piece by piece, start filling the void of what's missing. So like for anyone out there who's dealing with like where it feels like just your whole life sucks, what you want to look at is not how can I fix all this at once? How can I need like that one magic tool where suddenly I'm going to wake up tomorrow, I'm going to feel good in my body, I'm going to love the work I do, I'm going to have a beautiful woman laying next to me, and everything's going to be great. And I'm going to feel like I'm on purpose, on track, and my life rocks. That's not where you want to go. And having that mindset is generally where people are stuck. And that's where that story gets built. Again, it's the story of why they can't get the one thing to work out, because the one thing is a made up idea. It's about a series of things. So it's a holistic thing, a holistic perspective that'll actually create change in your life. And the way to do that is to just start slow. Just start with one little thing. If you can put 10 minutes or even 5 minutes of gratitude into your morning routine before you go off to all the other stuff that sucks, spend 5 minutes begrudgingly forcing yourself to write down things you are grateful for. Because you must be grateful for your life. You are living. You are living. If you are listening to this podcast, well, there is 1 billion starving people on this planet. 1 billion. Try to conceive of that. That is so many people who don't even actually have enough food to eat. And we have the luxury of sitting here and listening to podcasts to better ourselves. We are in an entirely different place than those 1 billion people who are at like the lowest level of survival needs. So we have so much to be blessed for. We have so much to feel grateful for. And it's about a flipping of your perspective in that regard. And that just happens slowly over time. It's a reprogramming. You have to reprogram emotionally. You have to reprogram mentally. You have to reprogram physically. Take on a new sport. Take on a new physical activity. Go dance. Go kayak. Go surf. Go street luging. I don't care. Just do something with your physical body while you still have it, right? And so it's a full spectrum reprogram. So what I do with that person, I would look at specifically what they're saying is their biggest problem, and I'd have them see how it's probably actually just BS, and I'd help them see what their real problem is. Without having to talk to that person, I can't really do that, but I can give you that info, is that all would find value in looking at our life from a holistic perspective and realizing that it's not one magic thing in one specific area. That's the tendencies that we think, oh, the biggest pain point in my life is that my life with women isn't working out. Like I'm not getting as much sex as I want, or I'm not dating as many beautiful women as I want, or I'm not getting that one dream girl. And so we associate all of our life pain to that one place. And we say, God, I need one magic fix for this one thing because it's the one thing that's stopping my life from working. But really, when you're in that place, there's little things that when put into all the areas of your life take you forward to living the life that you truly want to live. And then the women come effortlessly anyway.
Yeah, I like your approach, and it looks like something out of the True Man Academy program that you offer. Can you go into more detail about what this program is and give some actionable pieces of advice of things and maybe things that you'd actually share inside that program?
Yeah, absolutely. The True Man Academy is basically the culmination of 7 years of personal growth, having done the whole pickup artist thing and gone out thousands and thousands of time, and then essentially graduating from that to some other aspects of my being. Like once I got that handled, it was like, okay, what about my spirituality? What about my health? What about my interpersonal relationships, my network, my businesses, my impact in the world, all these other things. And what the True Man Academy is essentially the distillation of 7 years of personal growth, having been a coach for, at that point, 3-4 years, having touched thousands of men, and taking the question, what does it really take to unleash my core confidence in all areas of my life? What does it really take to love every aspect of my life? And so I created this framework that essentially accelerates men through my 7-year journey in the course of 12 weeks. And so it's a 4-phase journey. And I'll just share it with you all real quick. The first phase to getting any result you want, and this is to get any result you want, follow these 4 steps. And I'll show you a very common problem in the industry, especially in the industry of men and dating and confidence, and how you can kind of bypass it inside of learning these 4 phases. So step 1 to getting any result you want is clearing. You have to clear out all the stuff that's in your way that is the reason that you're not having the reality you want right now. So if I was already the person I needed to be a billionaire, then I would know it because I would be a billionaire. Otherwise, there's limiting beliefs that are blocking me. There's emotional baggage that's blocking me. There's misinformation that's blocking me. There's things we learn, when we're 6 years old. We knock something over off the desk and our mom goes, "Oh, you're so clumsy." And then we believe it and we think that we're clumsy for the rest of our lives. This is actually how the human subconscious mind is developed. And without tools to go in and clear and reprogram those kinds of things, you will subconsciously believe yourself to be clumsy for the rest of your life, which manifests in, I was on my first date with that girl and I tripped over my own shoelace and face planted and had to get stitches, and damn, that date sucked. And so clearing is the first step. You need to release what's in your way internally. Now that you've cleared, you want to go in and you want to clarify is the second step, clarifying. So now that you've gotten rid of the gunk, essentially, you look at, what is it that I truly desire? I'll give you a direct example of this. Several years ago, I created a vision board, which is essentially putting pictures up on your wall to keep you on track, moving towards your goals, and to use them as assistance in visualization. And several years ago, I put up a vision board, and there was women on the vision board, and the women were very much like that Hollywood / porn star type hot with like big fake breasts and very little clothing on and that like sexy little I'm gonna screw you look on their face, right? And that's what was up on my wall. It was like my goal. Right now, fast forward a couple years later, after I'd done a lot more inner work, a lot more connecting with myself, a lot more clearing of emotional baggage, clearing of old pre-programmed beliefs, things that have come from society, from friends, from growing up watching porn, right? All those kinds of things that infiltrate and cause your mind to believe certain things. After clearing a lot more stuff out, years later, I put up another vision board. And I didn't realize it until I put it up on the wall. But the women on this vision board were very different. They were wearing sundresses, with smiles on their faces, and like dancing in a field of daisies. You know, they were like the girl next door. And so that's when I realized, like, wow, this is an entirely different woman that I'm attempting to attract and bring into my life now. So fast forward a couple of years, and an entirely different woman. So that's why clarifying is so important, because once you clear what's in your way, then you clarify exactly what it is you want. And you can only get what you want if you know what that is. And if you think what you want is something different than what you truly want, then you're going in the wrong direction. So I'm not saying that any specific type of woman is the woman that you all want at home. You can have the porn star hot woman, and that could be your authentic truth. But knowing that it's your authentic truth is the important part, because when you're clear on that, there's no internal barriers to you producing the result. You stop getting in your own way. And so clarifying is the second stage, where you get really clear on what is it that you truly want. So first you clear out your stuff, then you get clear on what you want. The next phase 3, is cultivation. Cultivation is about bringing the structures into your life that truly support you receiving the results you want. So human beings, we are creatures of habit and emotion. We're highly illogical beings. We love to think of ourselves as super logical. We are highly emotional and highly illogical. So if we want consistency, if we want to produce results, we have to bring in structures that support us doing that. Think back to maybe I played high school football. We all have that stereotype of a high school football coach in our minds. Like, he's a hard-nosed guy, water is for pussies, and that was very much like what my football coach was. And he was, when you think about it, the football coach, the angry football coach, is like a structure that ensures that you are on that field for practice every day. Why? Because if you weren't, you'd have the angry football coach up your butt, right? And you didn't want that. So that was a structure that means that any day, even if I was sad, even if I was, was in a fight with my girlfriend, even if I was tired, I didn't sleep that night, even if I was, whatever, I was on the football field. That structure may be there. So we can put our own structures in our lives. It doesn't have to be an angry football coach yelling at you at your home. But there's all kinds of things you can do. One of the simplest things I would say that everyone could find benefit from, create your ideal morning routine. Does it include some stretching or some affirmations or some positive reading or some drinking water, a healthy breakfast, some exercise, some meditation, whatever your morning routine could consist of to just start your day off right. And I would put up like a sheet of paper on the wall that just has a checkbox of whether or not you did your morning routine that day. And the most important thing that I do with this specific structure is I put a negative reinforcement. So I say, okay, here's my morning routine. I'm committed to doing it. If I miss more than 3 in this month, I have to send $100 to this political organization that I don't like, or this awful organization that's destroying the rainforest as we speak, or something like that, something that I really don't want to do, so that it keeps me on track. And that's a structure then that's going to keep me, even when I wake up and I'm kind of tired, even when I wake up and I'm kind of sad, whatever the case may be, I'm going to get out of bed and I'm going to do my morning routine. And that's going to keep me on pace, moving forward in the way I want to do. And you can do that in lots of different ways. Structures for your business, structures for going out and challenging yourself and growing your comfort zone, accountability partners to work with you. Setting up those structures is this third stage of cultivation. And now, after we've done those first 3 C's, we move into the 4th C of connecting. Now, this is what I was saying, Andrew, is the common thing that I think the entire men's industry gets wrong, is that connecting is often the first stage that we throw men into when we're doing like dating coaching. If you think of like a boot camp style, it's like, cool, you guys are having trouble learning, great, come on a boot camp and we're going to throw you at 1,000 women at the club over and over and over again. Get rejected, get a little less rejected, get a little less rejected, get a little less rejected. And over time, build up your social skills like brute force. And that's the entire opposite approach of what I do, because I've done that. I did that way. I did that method, and I see how slow it is and oftentimes damaging for a lot of guys. The way with the 4 C's and what the True Man Academy teaches you is that when you clear your stuff out, when you clarify who you really are and what you're really seeking, and when you cultivate the structures in your life that keep you persistent and on track and empowered, and that happens in the first 9 weeks, there's 3 weeks per section. Then when you go to connecting, this is where you amplify everything you've built in home, right? It all starts within. So the first 3 stages are creating yourself as the you that you actually want to be out in the world. So that instead of when you go to connect, it's like, oh, I'm getting blown out. Oh, I'm such a loser. Okay, I'm going to not be a loser. I'm going to go to the next people and, oh, I'm getting blown out. Instead of being that person, you're already in touch with yourself. You're already cool. You're already collected. You're already confident. And now you can just show up and just be you, and people can immediately see value when you show up. Instead of you having to find your value by constantly getting blown out, but then getting a positive response from someone and being like, oh, okay, I do have some value. And then, oh, okay, like that hot girl kind of liked me too. Like I do have some value. Instead, you actually harness your value straight from within so that you know it to your core. And then it's an effortless experience for other people to see your value as well. And so in that final stage, connecting, this is where we create relationships, because relationships are the fastest path to results. Anything you want to achieve, if you want to be a world champion swimmer, start hanging out with one and you're going to get there a lot faster. You want to be amazing with women, start hanging out with a playboy. You're going to get there much faster. You want to have the results you want in your life, learn how to connect out with the world in a loving, authentic, empowered, centered way. And everything that you're looking for just magnetizes into your life. And the world is truly a supportive place once you believe that to your core.
I do like how you focus on the core and you really try and help people learn and understand who they are fully before they go out and, try and express themselves in a way that doesn't really match who they are. So for instance, you brought up boot camps. Okay, I think they can be, well, first, boot camps, for those of you that don't know, a boot camp is a guy will pay a dating instructor, a dating coach to go out and go out with him. Literally, they just go out at night from like 9 p.m. till 2 a.m. and they just learn to approach women and just really kind of understand the whole process of going out and having a good time with the dating coach. And he's going to make you do some approaches, and he's going to kind of show you the route and show you what works and what doesn't work, and you can follow his footsteps. But ultimately, he's just going to be pushing you to take action. And so with that, it can be beneficial for someone who knows what he's getting themselves into, if he understands what the bootcamp is and understands that, hey, even after this, you're still going to have to do a lot of work. This isn't just you walk in the bootcamp, then walk out, and then you're done.
Which doesn't produce long-term results, has been my experience. The long-term results come from inside. If I believe that I'm a piece of crap, it doesn't matter if I went and talked to 1,000 hot women this weekend. At the end of the weekend, if I didn't do something specifically to stop believing that I'm a piece of crap, I'm still going to believe that, right? And it's all nonsense, guys. Just so you all know at home, it's complete nonsense. You are infinite potential. You are infinite potential. If you go check out the True Man Academy, you'll even get to see how I looked at the end of high school. You can see my high school yearbook photo where you see nothing but sadness in my eyes. I don't even have a smile on my face. I'm such a miserable human being at that point because I'm just covered in crap. I'm covered with false beliefs about who I am, false beliefs about what's possible in life, false beliefs about just my value and what's important in life and how I don't have it. We all feel like that sometimes. Like, some guys are successful and others, just don't have it. And maybe I just don't have it. But that's total bull. It's total bull crap, right? Who you are is infinite potential, period. That's who you are. You're not your past. You're not who you were. You're not who you were a second ago. In this moment, there's infinite potential. There's infinite possibility. And with the right tools, the right knowledge, you can really harness that, tap into that. And really, it's more of a remembering than anything. We're not learning anything new in the True Man Academy. We're learning how to unlearn all the crap we learned that stopped us from being totally on track with our life's path and purpose.
So breaking out of social conditioning, all that stuff, all that crap that life's given you.
Exactly.
All right, Noah, that was a good run there. Let's now jump into the knowledge round. I'm going to ask you some rapid fire questions. Are you ready?
I am ready for the knowledge round.
For you, the listeners of the Knowledge for Men podcast, Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out their awesome service. And you know what? Something I've noticed after interviewing hundreds of successful people is that they all read a ton of books. If you want to be successful, you've got to educate yourself. I don't always have time to sit down and read a book, so I personally recommend listening to audiobooks in your car, in the gym, or on the go. You can pick up for free any one of my favorite best-selling books like How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, Awaken the Giant Within by Anthony Robbins, Mastery by Robert Greene, Choose Yourself by James Altucher, The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, or any other audiobook you want. Audible has over 100,000 titles to choose from. To download your free audiobook today, go to kfmbook.com. Again, that's kfmbook.com for your free audiobook today. Start learning, growing, and becoming the man you want to become now. Welcome to the Knowledge Round, where the guests will be asked rapid-fire questions to give the audience invaluable pieces of wisdom to help transform their lives. Starting in 3, 2, 1, showtime.
All right, Noah, what kind of advice would you give someone who's feeling lost or unsure of their purpose?
I would ask first how much time you've spent talking about the fact that you're lost and unsure of your purpose versus taking actions to discover your purpose. And I would then help you to see some empowering actions that you could take to start today. That's the real call to action I would give all you at home, is just think of one little thing you could do that's different and start today. That's the simplest way to look at all of this personal growth stuff, all of this becoming your best self stuff. If you continue doing the things you're doing, you're going to continue getting the results you're getting. Something has to change. It's just like a mathematical equation, right? X plus Y equals Z. If you're continually adding the same X and Y, you're going to continue to get the same Z, right? So you need to throw something in there that's different. Do something different. So search for a new type of knowledge and then actually go implement it in your life. Reach out to a friend who you think has it a little bit more together than you do, and ask them what their mindset is on XYZ. Just take some sort of action that enables you to feel like, you know what? I might not know my purpose. I might not know exactly what I'm here to do. I might not have everything together, but I'm moving towards it. And then switch your mindset. Here's how you can actually drop the resistance instantly. Switch your mindset from, gosh, I wish I knew, but I don't know. Why don't I know? Gosh, I should know, but I don't know. All that resistance, that's what you feel over and over. It's like the internal record playing over and over again. I should know, I don't know. Why don't I know? I'm a jerk. I should know, I don't know. I don't know. I'm a jerk. That's the resistance. That's what makes you feel like crap every day. You switch that, you flip the script, and all you do is you change it to a state of wonder. Like, I wonder if this next action will help me see more of my purpose and path and truth. I wonder when I'll really know what I'm here to do. I wonder if I'll ever know what I'm here to do. It's like removing the make wrong from it. It's not wrong that you don't know so clearly what your purpose and your path is. A lot of the things that happen inside of our experience of not knowing is what leads us to knowing. So just bring a sense of wonder to it instead and allow it to be interesting versus painful. Allow it to be a magical experience. The unfolding of life is a magical experience, even through the ups and the downs. We all have them.
I like that. You really nailed it right there. And Noah, here's a scenario for you. If you could go back in time and talk to your 20-year-old self, what would you tell him to do? And what would you also tell him not to do?
Wow. I mean, how many items can I share? So I'll share one of each.
Okay.
To do, I would say start meditating. Not to do, I would say don't have meaningless sex with as many random people. Not a popular answer for most of us guys. But what I'll share to elaborate on that is that you don't learn anything about yourself from the actual event of beyond, oh, wow, I could meet a girl and same night we could be having sex. I did that. I achieved that. That's awesome. Beyond that, when that's your lifestyle, I found it to be ultimately very unfulfilling. And it didn't give me what I was truly seeking for, which was the ultimate depth of knowledge of myself and my purpose. And it became more of a distraction. Once you have the ability, that's awesome. You cultivated some level of magnetism. Now, are you going to stay at that level of your personal growth and just use that tool that you cultivated over and over again? Or are you going to seek for something even more within, something even greater that you can only find for yourself? So that's what I would actually say to myself, because a lot of my time was spent wasted, I feel.
Well, maybe there were some things on that journey that you learned that brought you to where you are now today. So
absolutely. I mean, I would never condemn that part of the journey. We got to know. Am I enough man where like I can be instantly attractive? It's something important to know for ourselves. I would say don't get stuck there. Don't think that's the end of the path. Like, yes, I made it. I am there. I am all that is man. There's more. There is more.
All right. Well, Noah, now let's kind of bring it down here and let's go into your philosophy on life and success. What is that?
My philosophy on life is that it's a nonstop experience of growth, of trial and tribulation. And the patient man is one who knows that on the other side of this downtime, the other side of this disaster that's in front of you right now, there is light and there is happiness and joy, and there's actually a deeper level of happiness and joy than ever before. Every time you surmount a challenge, you can experience a greater depth of happiness than ever before. And so it's the challenges that define us, and it's the growth that is our purpose here. So your life is a never-ending experience of challenge and growth and beauty and bliss. And I lived my life that way, and it's a very rewarding experience.
All right, well said, Noah. And as we're coming to a close here, do you have any last parting piece of guidance for all the listeners today?
Disconnect yourself from a lot of the noise that's out in the world, in the media. Like, there's so much noise. Justin Bieber's doing this, oh my God, and Miley Cyrus did that, oh my God. And it's all completely meaningless for your true happiness. And so if you can take an awareness to your inputs and see how much of this meaningless stuff you're actually allowing into your experience through TV, through movies, through whatever, just bring positive inputs into your life that actually bring you forward towards what you truly want, and recognize that your time is super valuable, way too valuable to give a crap about what Justin Bieber is up to. So inputs, TV, not that TV is bad, watch things that bring joy, and don't waste your time with things that don't. And that can apply to much more than just your media intake. So, yeah, that's what I would say. Bring a consciousness to what brings you joy and fulfillment, and focus on spending your time doing those things.
Absolutely. Good way to end the knowledge round. One thing you could definitely add in there would be social media. I mean, I don't really even watch TV, but social media does bog me down a little bit. So I think there's a lot of guys listening who would say that, yeah, spend a lot of time on social media. What is it? Facebook, Twitter, Instagram? What are you doing that is really just consuming all of your time and giving you nothing back in value? So think about that. Noah, let's now jump into what's exciting you. Like, what are you working on right now? Any projects?
Obviously, True Man Academy and the True Woman Academy that we're launching this month. So truemanacademy.com, you can get a free 2-hour training where I really break down where all of our programming comes from in society, a deeper lesson of manhood than we really ever get shared out in the world, and how to actually start actualizing this 4-step process that I shared with you all today, from clearing to clarifying, cultivating, connecting, and the holistic picture of creating your ideal life, whatever that is. So free training over at truemanacademy.com. We're super psyched about that. We got tons of men in the program, tons of men having complete shifts, total life transformation. We got guys losing 70 pounds. We have other guys making $70,000 in the first 2 months because of, unlocking their business potential. We have other guys who got married. We have other guys who just, are living their life and loving every aspect of it. So that excites me. And all of that is really a foundation for a company that my fiance and I are just launching right now called We Thrive Global. And our tagline is just be it. What we're here to do is to empower people like you, conscious people who are passionate about creating a better world and leaving the world better than we came to it. We're here to empower you all to be the change you wish to see in the world. So that's with support in personal development, support in business development, like-minded community of individuals, and we're going to be actualizing global projects all over the world, doing all sorts of things from conservation efforts and stopping the destruction of our planet to developing schools and education and literally anything that anyone is passionate about. We are a movement to empower movements. So look out for us. We Thrive Global will be launching soon. And in the meantime, you can check us out at truemanacademy.com and go get that free training. And hopefully it'll help you. It's helped thousands of men so far. So I'd love for you to go check it out.
All right, Noah, thank you so much for sharing your story, your life lessons, your journey with the Knowledge for Men community. I thank you for your time.
Thank you, Andrew. And thanks for doing what you do, man. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you. And that's going to wrap up episode 44 with Noah Hammond. All right, and I want to share a few things that I've been doing that have really been adding a lot of value into my life, my productivity, the way I feel about the day. Number one is I've been waking up at about 6 a.m. So normally I wake up between 8 and 9. That's typically when I start my day. And for me, that's okay. That's not crazy. But the 6 a.m., I've been doing that for the last, I would say 10 days or so. And I've just been loving the mornings. A part of what I do is I wake up, I start doing some stretching, and then I go to the gym and I get a full workout in, and I get it in before 7:30. Like, I'm already done with my workout and I'm starting to make breakfast. And the second thing that I'm going to do is take a cold shower. Cold shower meaning I go in and it's just right on ice cold. So it shocks your body. And there's just something that happens there. It like really makes you feel alive. It makes you come alive once that cold water just comes on your body. You're real hot too. Keep in mind you just got out of the gym. So that kind of helps. But it really makes you kind of like snaps you back into reality. You know, when you take a warm shower, you kind of doze off in the shower. That's why people kind of sing and stuff. They get into their own little world. When you take a cold shower, you're in the zone. Like, you are present like you've never been present before. And it's like a roller coaster. It's a wild ride. I like to do it because you kind of overcome a challenge right away to start off your day, which is you have your clothes off and you turn on the water and you know, there's no steam. It's just all ice water. And, you know, you're looking at that water and you know the discomfort that's about to happen to your skin, that shock. And you just go in, just dive in, you jump in and you just kind of scream. I literally am screaming. And it gets me going. It gets my energy going. It wakes me up and I just real quick take my shower, 3 to 5 minutes, and it feels great. When you're done, you just feel really good. And then go and make a nice healthy breakfast. I've been juicing. That's something new that I've been doing the last 2 months. And juicing is just so great in the morning. Just fill your body with a ton of different nutrients from different vegetables and fruits combined with a cold shower. And then wake up early and get that workout in. It's 8 o'clock and you've already done so much for yourself and your body. You're not groggy at all. You're ready to take on the day. No coffee, no tea, nothing. None of that's necessary. You're taking care of your body and you feel really good. So I've been doing that. I wanted to share that with you guys. I think it could provide a lot of value for a lot of you guys out there who kind of struggle in the mornings or who are just kind of groggy and they don't really turn up their productivity levels until maybe noon or 1. So that's my tip for the day. Wake up early, go to the gym, take a cold shower. And if you could sneak in some juice, if you can get a juicer, do that. It's awesome. It'll change your energy levels forever. All right. Until next time, guys.
Thank you for listening to the Knowledge for Men podcast show. It's been a pleasure having you be a part of a thriving community of men who want to crush it in all aspects of life. I'm on a mission here to inspire millions of guys, and with your help, we're going to make a dent in the universe. Check out knowledgeformen.com for a ton of free content that's designed to help you live a remarkable life. Again, that's knowledgeformen.com. I hope to see you there. And always remember, 2014 is the official year of the crush, where we take action to get the life we've always dreamed of. This is your host, Andrew Farabee, and until next time, let's do it.